As a home service business owner and contractor, one of the biggest misconceptions that we have is when we put money into marketing, people should buy from our company, when that is not the case at all. We have to take steps in the right direction to convert people who have put eyeballs on our company, who have put eyeballs on the marketing dollars that we've spent, and turn them into a paying customer. So in this video, I want to show you exactly how to lower people's trust barrier when you're putting money behind marketing and turn them into a paying customer so they can pay you and you can actually go from not really knowing how to actually turn a marketing dollar into a paying customer to predictably, consistently, and confidently turning those marketing dollars into paying customers. So, the way I like to think about it is a trust barrier. Every single customer has a trust barrier, especially when you're running marketing. Now, when you get word of mouth, when you get referrals, obviously the trust barrier is pretty much minimal to none. Those are ideal customers because they've heard through the grapevine that your specific service is amazing. But when you're running Facebook ads, when you're running Instagram ads, when you're running Google ads, any form of ads, it's going to be a lot harder to close a complete stranger because what the stranger's doing is they're reaching out to 4 other companies, 5 other companies, 3 other companies. Some are answering the phone, some are not. Some have a good looking website, some don't. Some have great systems, some don't. And every single one of those micro things that are making that company stand out adds up to a macro impact on your company in terms of whether you can convert this customer or this lead into a paying customer. And so the way I like to think about it is every customer has a trust barrier. This trust barrier, when someone's seeing your ad, is right below their eyes. Like they can barely see over it because guess what? Their arms can't actually reach over to hand you money. The whole entire goal is to take that trust barrier down to these leads or these potential customers' ankles to where they're stepping over in a hurry to hand you money. So how do we actually do that? There's certain steps and foundational principles that we need to put in place to allow that trust barrier to slowly be lowered down to chest level, down to belt level, down to knee level, and then down to the ankles to where they can just step over and hand us money. So the very first thing, and these aren't necessarily in any sort of order, I'm just kind of going off the top of my head here. The very first foundational principle that I want to talk about is a website. And it sounds simple, it really does. But we need some sort of traffic to where we can funnel customers to. I am not saying run an ad to your website. In fact, I am not saying that whatsoever. That would be a very stupid idea. But what I am saying is we need that footprint on our company. And a website is a great start to do that. A professional looking website that has different pages at the top, that has an About Me page where people can go to your company after they see your ad and they can search up your company online and a website pops up. And it's a very professional looking website. There's a lot of different platforms you can use that pretty much already have pre-populated templates that you can actually just plug and play, add your images of your specific projects, and then add the text that you want to. It's very, very simple. Now, that does take time. Like there are ways to build a website, correct ways, and there are wrong ways. Let's just say you don't have a ton of time to build a website, but you want to get going and running ads. I'm not saying that a website's 100% needed, but it's a really good foundational principle. An alternative to that could just be a simple landing page. It's a one pager. You don't have to create all these different sub pages about your specific services, about me page. It's literally just a one pager about your company. It's a quick look, it's a professional look, and that's it. It's very, very simple. But a website's going to be crucial because what's going to happen is people are going to see your Facebook or Instagram ad. They're going to see your Google ad. And they're going to go to your website. And you're probably thinking, okay, a Google ad. Well, they're going to click on the Google ad anyways and be directed to our website. Well, if you're running a Google ad, you should be running it to a landing page anyways. Completely different video for that topic. But anyways, once they click on an ad, they are going to want to search a little bit about your company. You see, every single potential customer is literally looking for any reason to not hand you money. You see, you got to think about it. Some of these customers, especially for doing bigger projects, anything above $1,000, they sit back and they talk to their spouse or they make these decisions knowing that they're going to have to fork up thousands and thousands of dollars and they're excited about it. Whether it's installing lights outside around their house, whether it's installing river rock or a retaining wall or a concrete driveway or a paver patio, like they are making these decisions and they are very amped up about it. They're thinking about it for anywhere between a month to 6 months to a year. When I get the savings to do this project, we got to pick the right company. and they sit back and they handpick companies on who they want to call, who they want to contact, and the research they want to do on these specific companies. Like, they're excited about it. They're spending money finally on this project they've want done for 6 months to a year. Now we got to give them a reason to why our company is the one to go with, and a website's a great start. Another foundational principle would be social media pages. It is hands down one of the best things to do, especially if you own a business to where you're literally just going out and you're displaying. You have really cool displays like a retaining wall or a concrete driveway or new siding on the house. You could do before and afters, or a roofer. Like, you actually have visually appealing displays. And when you're running these to the social media pages, when you're creating your social media pages, and when I say social media page, what I'm talking about is I am talking about Instagram page. I am talking about a Facebook page. You're simply going to make posts periodically, preferably a couple times a week, to these social media pages. These posts can literally just be pictures of projects you've completed. They can be company updates. They can be like happy holiday updates. Now, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of those. Obviously, it's good, but you can just throw that in an email blast. You don't necessarily need to put that on a social media page, just because every single company does that and nobody cares, by the way. Um, you can show off your face, and that is the most powerful way. And that's why I like social media pages, is because instead of someone clicking your ad and now seeing a website and seeing maybe a picture of you, the owner, or maybe not even seeing any picture of you, the owner, until they see you in person when you give them an in-person estimate, or you're going through a project and giving them a quote, they can go to a social media page and they can start building trust before they even buy from you, before you even talk to them. And all of a sudden, when they do talk to you, they already feel like they know you because they've seen your face on Facebook. They've seen your face on your business Instagram page, because you've been on the job site, you've been talking to the camera, you're an actual real person, you're not an idiot with two teeth, and you can't even speak much English, even though you are an English speaker. Like, you actually are presentable, and they can see that on camera. Guess what? That takes that trust barrier from under the eyes to about waist high right now, to where they are actually on the verge of, okay, is it this company or this company? What's another reason that I can actually go with this company? And that brings me to the next foundational principle. What about the systems you have in place? And what are systems? When I say systems, I mean like the software, the CRM that you're actually using within your business. So when a lead calls you, are you picking up the phone? When you send out an estimate, is it just you're sending out an estimate through a text and looking extremely unprofessional? Or do you actually have a professional, like, estimate process? Like, the whole entire layout of your estimate page looks professional. It's sent through a CRM, an actual software. And same with your invoices. Do you actually follow up instead of just sending out an estimate and never following up and just crossing your fingers that this customer actually goes with you, or thinking to yourself, I only need to send out the estimate and that's all. If they go with me, great. If not, oh well. Or are you actually putting in a process, a follow-up process, to where if I don't hear back from them within a week, or if I don't hear back from them within 2 days, I'm going to send them an automation text. It's going to say, hey, did you get this? Did you get the estimate? Hey, did you get the invoice? Just checking up. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, you didn't hear back from them within 24 hours? I'm sending another one. I'm sending another one. And then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, now I have an automation in place where I've sent 4 follow-ups. They never responded to the estimate. Now, as the owner, I am going to personally call them. I set up an automation to where now it's sent to me. Hey, you just sent 4 reminders to John Doe and he did not respond to the estimate. Reach out and call him. And then you actually reach out and call him and have a conversation. Hey, did you receive the estimate? Because guess what, guys? It's not you chasing down customers. It's customers actually forget. They're human too. They have kids. They go to sporting events. They have all sorts of different things going on. They're adults. They have jobs. They have a lot of other responsibilities just like you do. People simply forget. So we have the foundational principle of website, social media pages. We have the CRM, the softwares, and there's a lot of more details to the softwares as well. Like, there's all sorts of different things you can do to make yourself look more professional. And automations are one of the biggest things, because companies do not do that. It's an amazing way to set yourself apart from every other competitor in your industry, is to put in automations to make it seem extremely professional. So when you show up to an appointment, that person was reminded an hour before. That person was reminded 24 hours before. So you're never going to, one, waste your time driving out there to someone who was never even at their house because they forgot that you were even coming out to give them an in-person estimate. And two, you just set yourself apart. when you start putting these principles in place, like automations, you can charge premium prices because now you're seen as a premium company and you want to attract those type of customers. So those are the three things: our social media pages, our website, and our CRM. Another one that's going to be extremely crucial, another foundational principle, is what's the backbone you can stand on when running ads? When you're running an ad, what is the backbone you can stand on? What's the proof? Yeah, sure. You have images. Sure, you have a picture of you in front of an awesome project you did, but anybody could do that. Anybody could pull a fake image off the internet. Now, obviously, you can kind of tell what's yours and what's not, but what's even better are actual reviews. Setting up your Google My Business profile the right way, optimizing it to where when you get reviews in your local area, your Google Business profile actually ranks as you're getting reviews. And these reviews are super powerful. I can't tell you how many times in 2024, when I was running my concrete company, how many times someone had reached out to me because I was a brand new company owner. I didn't know anything about concrete. I had no backbone to stand on. I had no reputation whatsoever. And by the end of the 9 months that we were running our concrete business, I only gained 3 reviews, but we closed shy of $500,000 while working a full-time job, while running another home service business to 6 figures. We closed half a mil or shy of $500,000 in concrete jobs, never selling concrete in my life, knowing nothing about concrete. I didn't even have reviews, but I can't tell you how many people had reached out to me and said, hey, we really like your company. We really like how professional you are, because I had the website. I had the automations put in place that really, really set me apart. I did not have the social media pages, but I had the automations, and I had the very professional looking website, and I had the sales skills as well. But when I didn't have the reviews, I only had 3 reviews, people would reach out and say, hey, I really like your company. They're really professional. Do you have any reviews that I can see? I was speechless. I didn't have any reviews, so I literally just had to tell them, hey, we're actually a new company. We don't have a ton of reviews, but I have pictures of projects. And when you're put in that position, especially when you're trying to sell a project 10 or 5K, 10K, even 20K, 35K plus, it is very, very humbling to say, well, I'm just a brand new company. Essentially what you're saying is, I wouldn't go with me, but here's some pictures. We do good work. You're pretty much begging. You want people to beg you, the business owner in your business, to provide the service to them, not the other way around. So these reviews are going to be really, really crucial. Now, all you have to do is simply periodically, every single time you complete a project, there's automations you can put in place to collect reviews. Or if you're in person, just have the customer pull out their phone. You send them the link, they press a link, and they're literally giving you a review right there on the spot. You get it done within a minute, literally within 30 seconds. You don't have to set automations up. You can literally just get it done. Just have that conversation, get it out of the way. You'll thank yourself later. And then over time, over 6 months, over 10 months, especially if you're doing larger projects, you're not going to have as many reviews because you're not doing as many projects because your ticket's so much larger. Now, if you're doing $400 projects, you should have probably more reviews, usually at least, just because you need more to actually have the revenue within your business to make a profit. So periodically do those. And I wanted to say one more thing, a foundational. So we had 4 foundational principles put in place. We have reviews, our CRM, so our actual software, social media pages, and website. But a sales process is super crucial as well. So every single time a company calls, or a customer calls, a lead calls your company, what's the customer journey they're being taken through? How are you standing out from your competitors? Most people answer the phone, they simply drive out to their house without getting information, and that is it. What's the sales process? How can you set yourself apart from everybody else in your industry? Take each customer through the exact same sales process and actually look like a professional company, like you've done this before, like you receive multiple leads every single day, like you talk to thousands and thousands of customers a year. Look professional. So having these foundational principles in place is going to make it so much more worth it in running ads, because now what a lot of people think is ads don't work. Ads don't work because of XYZ, because I don't trust people, because I've tried it on my own. All the excuses start coming in. Well, one of the main reasons why ads actually don't work is because you don't have the foundational principles put in place. There is zero reason for someone to click an ad and then contact your company and actually pay you when they haven't seen any of these foundational principles. Or I should say, when they see maybe 1 or 2 of them and they're really, really crappy to begin with. So how do we put these in place? You need to put these in place properly. And I actually have a 100% free community. I show you exactly how to put these in place, show you exactly how to launch your ads, and actually turn a profit from day one. But it starts with these foundational principles. So if you don't have these in place before running ads, I'm not saying you can't run ads. I'm not saying you have to have every single one of these put in place, but starting out with one or two of them and then funneling ads to your company, people clicking on your company, they observe your company, they go through your social pages, your websites, they get to know your company a little bit, your sales process, the software, they're seeing the estimates come in. It's all just a professional, smooth process. It's going to make the sell so much easier.